Arizona State on their home floor in Provo, but look like an entirely different squad in Big 12 play away from this building. The challenges remain for BYU. Of course, you got to take care of business on your home court against a Cincinnati squad that absolutely will play hard and rebound the ball well, as you pointed out, Kristen. First shot is missed, and there you see Cincinnati getting after it, but Rokel collects for BYU, and here is Sydney Benally.
Cincinnati not afraid to take that early quick shot in the mid-range. They love the mid-range. Very talented, athletic.
Rokel from Benally, and one to begin for BYU inside.
Important to get her involved early, as we see there, and just keep that ball high. Let her finish high. Just 2 points in that Colorado game. Wasn't quite herself, only 2 rebounds as well, and she comes in leading this team in rebounding at about 6.5.
So the Benally to Rokel connection hits early, missed free throw, but an offensive rebound by Gibb, and BYU cycled to Brinley Cannon for 3 from the left corner, and just like that, it's a 5-0 lead for BYU about 30 seconds in.
BYU is coming off that Colorado game where they were 2 of 17 from distance, and Coach Merriweather said, you know, some of my players went, Coach, you said they can shoot the 3. Look at this percentage, and she said, just trust me, and already with that 1 3-point shot to get it going.
Maya Perry headlines that starting 5 for Cincinnati. Gibb is whistled for the foul on Perry. Keep an eye out for Kalia DeVillasi, who is an explosive scorer, and she's got the ball in her hands right now.
She runs the show at the point guard position and just electric with the ball at playmaking as well.
Entry pass for Thomas. Flashing to the high post is Torrance. Now cycle back to DeVillasi straight away, and she banks in a 3.
Doesn't matter how it goes in, as long as it goes in, and she's just about 32% from the perimeter, but needed to get that one up.
Mariah Hudgens a little long on that 3. And Perry with the rebound. She'll bring it across the timeline. Picked up by Benally this time. Around the screen of Destiny Thomas. There's that quick trigger inside the 3-point line that you talked about, Kristen, and we're tied at 5.
Mariah Perry, so confident in her shots, puts up 15 attempts per game. 7.5 of those are going to be 3-point shots, but BYU has to really get on her hip when she comes off that pick and roll.
Well, a quick turnover as BYU is looking to answer right back. Mariah Hudgens lost handle of the ball, and Cincinnati on a 5-0 burst here will look to pay off that BYU turnover. DeVillasi picked up by Brinley Cannon.
Cincinnati wants to turn this into a half-court game, really slow it down, as you see, just being very methodical in their half-court set. BYU wants to push pace. They want to get out and run.
3 is on the way, and good. Reagan Jackson, an 8-0 run by Cincinnati.
She's a 3-year starter, one of those experienced players on this squad.
BYU breaks the Cincinnati press with relative ease, and Rokel has a layup.
And the layups are ones you don't want to give up. Maybe contested shots or tough mid-range shots, but the layup is a no-go when you're doing the full court pressure like the Bearcats came out with.
Offensive rebound by Destiny Thomas off the 3-point miss from Perry, knocked out of Thomas's hands. It'll stay with the Bearcats. 19 seconds on the shot clock, and Cincinnati with the early 1-point lead at 8-7.
It's so important for this BYU team to box out, find a body. If they're outmatched, they're going to face guard and really try to push out.
Another 3 from Reagan Jackson. 6 early points from a woman who wears number 3 and is showing off that 3-point shot early. Cannon answers back for BYU. What a start offensively for both teams. 11-10. We're not 3 minutes into this game.
Combined 5 of 7 from the perimeter. I did not imagine we were going to have a shootout in this one, Spencer. I thought it was going to be more of a mucky defensive battle kind of grit, which we might see it evolve to, but both teams coming out red hot from the perimeter.
As soon as we talked about that gritty rebounding battle, perhaps we set this in motion. Reagan Jackson off the glass and good. Reagan Jackson with 8 points for Cincinnati. Jackson averages 10 points a game. She's got 8 here in the first 3 minutes.
Well, she's able to hit from the outside, put it on the bounce, and look at getting it done with defense.
Perry controlling after the steal. Pull up in transition. Maya Perry. Vibes immaculate for Cincinnati early in this game. A 15-10.
Outstanding start from the Bearcats on the road.
Rokel had the pass from Gibb, takes a shot in the head. She's slow to get up and trailing the play. DeVillasi in Cincinnati. Shot too strong, but the putback is good by Torrance. And Torrance is going to shoot a free throw. Are you kidding me? 17-10. 3 minutes and 46 seconds into the contest.
Just an outburst of offense, the confidence that they've come in with. Super impressed with Reagan Jackson, and she does not shy away from any shot out there. Complete green light from Coach Merriweather. But she's not a one-trick pony, so she's hit from the outside, but able to put it on the floor, get all the way to the rim. She's a tough guard to have to defend.
We just saw BYU head coach Lee Cummard frustrated with how this game has developed early. The quick start is something that his team has been emphasizing after what happened at Colorado on that debacle in Boulder. But once again, Cincinnati on the road, no less, taking it to BYU with an early 8-point lead. And yeah, Katrina Merriweather feeling good about what her team's doing on both sides of the floor right now.
And Coach Clark told us the one thing I want to see is defense. I want to see us defend, and they're not doing so right now. They've given up 7 on 10 attempts, so 7 makes by Cincinnati.
Olivia Hamlin off the bench. We talked about the energy spark that she brings to this BYU side. Near steal, Cincinnati maintains possession. Reagan Jackson to Perry. Ramaya Bird, no good. Battle for the rebound. Bird fighting hard, and Bola Yusuf, BYU's freshman center, with the early foul. Says she didn't touch her. The officials beg to differ, and that'll be 2 shots for Bird, with Cincinnati leading 18-10.
And this is how Cincinnati's going to win this game. If they're going to come away with the W, they're going to get it done on the glass, because generating more possessions and not a ton of contact there when she went up. Regardless, the officials thought that they saw contact, but the offensive rebounding by Cincinnati just keeps them alive, keeps the possession going.
Second free throw is missed. Yusuf has the rebound that time. And yeah, upon replay, not a ton there, but Bird will take it. As Cincinnati tacks on one more. Olivia Hamlin for 3 right off the bench and delivers a needed triple for BYU. Cincinnati's lead down to 6 at 19-13. We are at the halfway point of the first quarter. Blistering shooting from both sides, particularly Cincinnati at 7 of 11 from the field. They've already attempted 4 more shots than BYU in this game as well, taking advantage of 3 early BYU turnovers. Perry gets inside around Hudgens and scores off the glass.
Boy, she's able to just really sneak through there against Mariah Hudgens and then finish high on the glass. The 1-2 punch of Maya Perry and DeVillasi are just incredible to watch.
Perry with the block shot on Hamlin. Yusuf collects, back to Cannon for 3. Brinley Cannon misses left side this time, no good. And Bird fights off some BYU players for that defensive rebound. Reagan Jackson has had the hot hand early, 8 points. This for 10, you bet. Reagan Jackson is already at her season average for points per game. She's got 10 of the Bearcats' 23.
My goodness, she is red hot right now. The 5'8" junior, the 3-year starter for Coach Merriweather, is putting on a show. And up
4
10.
for 4 from the field. Olivia Hamlin trying to do what she can for BYU. 10 points at her season average.
Well, a lot of credit to the coaching staff. I mean, Coach Merriweather and her staff, they've remained positive. This is a young group, 6 freshmen, and then a couple transfers in the mix, a lot of newcomers, and they have just continued to stay positive and still fighting them, move on, and we're seeing it.
Olivia Hamlin now has 5 points. She hits from the short corner right. And BYU trying to get a stop against a red-hot Bearcat squad in those all-red uniforms. Perry continues. Another triple for Cincinnati. They lead by 11, 26-15.
Jackson and Perry have combined for 19 points. All of BYU 15. Those 2 players right now beating the Cougars, and they are continuing to just shoot lights out.
Delaney Gibb. It's the first shot she has attempted in today's game. Gets a rebound after the miss. Cannon has the ball stripped away on the drive. And it'll go to the Bearcats. 3:14 to play in the opening frame. Cincinnati already with 26 points.
Well, they're doing a really good job taking care of the ball. 0 turnovers. They forced 4 turnovers, the giveaways by BYU, and converted that into 8 points. Getting it done on the glass with 7 second chance points. I mean, that's tough for BYU to defend, and then you give up offensive rebounds. You have to continue to defend.
Joya Crawford on the right wing, inside for Mary Carden. Carden back out, wanted Crawford, and that's the first turnover of the game by Cincinnati.
Excellent job for the freshman Bolo Yusuf to stand her ground. That shows the maturity she's evolved to over the season. Earlier in the season, she probably would have tried to reach or tried to foul rather than just stand her ground and force the turnover.
Cambry Barber into the game for BYU. There's Yusuf. Now Gibb behind the back dribble around the screen. Gibb's shot rims off, rebounded by Barber. And the immediate putback is good.
Barber's so impactful on the glass. She's the second leading rebounder for this BYU team at over 6. And just reading that shot, chasing it down. She's had 8 over 17 games played, 6 or more rebounds.
An air ball from Cincinnati. BYU running with numbers 3-on-1. Hamlin scores it on the assist from Cannon. So Olivia Hamlin with 7 of BYU's 19 points. And the lead is 7 for Cincinnati.
And transition is where BYU wants to make a living. They love to get out and live on the break. They average over 12 fast break points per game. Those easy looks out in transition.
Another steal. Hamlin ahead of everyone. Perry giving chase. And Hamlin wanted a foul. She makes the layup. She's got 9 first quarter points. It's Reagan Jackson and Olivia Hamlin pacing these respective sides.
And there's that spark, the defense fueling the offense from Olivia Hamlin. One of the best, the 6th woman off the bench.
DeVillasi. Followed by Barber. Left-handed force shot. Misses everything. Hamlin again ahead of the crew. And she scores it. A double-digit first quarter for Olivia Hamlin with 11. BYU on a burst is back within 3. They were down by as many as 11 here in the opening quarter.
We're getting it done with the defense, and then quickly as Olivia Hamlin takes off, you see Bolo Yusuf stopping the ball. Hamlin with the pick. She averages 2 steals per game coming in and finishing for BYU, going on their own run, their 8-0 run over the last minute and a half.
Fueled by a couple of Cincinnati turnovers that have immediately become 4 BYU points. 8-0 BYU run. Kristen, 26-23 was all Cincinnati until the last minute and a half of game time where BYU has punched back.
Well, and you had to imagine they were going to cool off a little bit, right? And BYU's done a really good job of defending and then coming away with the defensive board so they can push. You see how quickly they want to get up the floor, and Hamlin just lightning quick out in transition.
Katrina Merriweather with the quick timeout for Cincinnati. Trying to calm her squad down to end this BYU run. Quick hands of Barber, just about took it away from DeVillasi. Perry for 3, good! Maya Perry.
Quick trigger out there on the outside, the top 3-point shooter for this team. She's now got 68 made threes on the season.
Delaney Gibb driving baseline left. Offs for the glass. A little Windex and good, 29-25. Not as we count down to half. This is the end of the first quarter.
My goodness.
We've seen lower scoring games in a half than this.
Absolutely. Sometimes through the third quarter, depending on how much of a defensive battle it is.
Shot clock is off. Cincinnati, if they so choose, can hold for the final shot. DeVillasi. Destiny Thomas. And Thomas traveled. A little bit of a delayed whistle there. Lee Kamard out of his shoes screaming for the travel, but he got it.
Had they not got that call, Perry just hit another one. I mean, It is just raining threes for her and Jackson, and they are not missing here in the first quarter.
Gibb takes it on a run to beat the buzzer. Almost got it to go. What a first quarter. And just like we expected between these two teams.
We'll take it.
Cincinnati with a 4-point lead, 29-25. And still 10 minutes to play before halftime. This is the Big 12 on ESPN, a Tuesday night showcase in mid-February.
I mean, if they shoot the ball like that, they can beat anybody in the Big 12. It's just incredible. It's one of the best outpourings offensively I've seen in the first quarter in the Big 12.
This is the fourth time in the last 6 games for BYU they have trailed after the first quarter. Delaney Gibb trying to get BYU back in front, and a 3 will help the Cougars as they pull within 1. The red-hot shooting on both sides continues. BYU now 12 of 18, 67%. Cincinnati 11 of 17 at 65%, but the Bearcats have made 1 more 3 than BYU, and that's the difference in the game. Crawford, I should say. No good, but an offensive rebound for the Bearcats. Reagan Jackson continues to light it up. Perfection from Reagan Jackson. She's 5 for 5, and she's got 12 first half points.
And you see the offensive firepower that they can come out with. You're right, Torrance is a freshman out there. Reagan Jackson, obviously a junior, but some of these younger players come in just fearless, ready to just pull the trigger.
Hamlin. That's last touched by Destiny Thomas. It'll stay with BYU. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Youssef, the freshman, coming in, putting pressure on the defense and on the boards. Exactly what she needs to do when she comes in off the bench. Just focus on rebounding and defending. Everything else is a bonus.
Benali will take the inbounds pass. Hamlin cycles back to Gibb in the right corner. Cut off on the baseline. Benali from Hamlin. Bounce pass to Youssef. Has her shot blocked by Thomas. Saved back in, but into the hands of Torrance, who will push. And now a hold up, looking for Crawford. She has it.
Joya Crawford, the backup point guard, one of those freshmen as well. It was the highest recruiting class in program history that came in for Coach Merriweather.
Gibb knocks the ball out of bounds. She'll take a break. As Brinley Cannon re-enters the game. Delaney Gibb with 5 points. Crawford terminates her dribble on the right wing, wants Thomas inside. Errant pass and a takeaway by BYU. Hamlin dribbled it off the foot of Youssef. Ball still loose, and that's going to result in a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Bearcats.
It's just an unfortunate situation as Hamlin was trying to lead the break and get out in front. Boa Youssef kind of runs into her because she hesitated, went to the left. Something you can't predict as she's trying to sprint up the floor. BYU continues with their extended pressure. You'll see this all game long, all 94 feet. They want to put pressure. They've got the personnel to do it this season for Lee Camard. And on this side of the court, defensively, we're going to see them switch that 1 through 4, which we've seen already. But look for them to blitz the screen as well, depending on who is coming off of the screen.
Inside, Thomas has her shot partially altered by Youssef. The putback is missed by Torrance, but it's tracked down by Thomas. So Cincinnati has a third go-around, but a double dribble is called on Thomas.
I don't think she had established possession quite yet as she chased down that rebound. And this is where Coach Merriweather is frustrated because she was trying to chase it down. Yeah, that's a close one. Had she established it.
I think that's just trying to gather the ball. I know she dribbled it, yes, technically speaking, but it's like a slap at the ball, and then once you collect,
you
Still
can
technically
dribble.
has the right to dribble the basketball, so tough call it goes against Cincinnati. Hamlin behind the back, wanted Yusuf, and a takeaway created by DeVillasi.
Forming that wall inside and just not fouling. That was a key for Coach Merriweather. We got to defend without fouling. Don't put him on the free throw line.
Hamlin steals it right back from DeVillasi.
She is so tough. Just active hands, anticipation.
Yusuf filling the lane. Tough shot, too hard off the glass.
Malik Martin yelling at her to get back. Stop worrying about the miss. He just wants her to get back into play.
Thomas inside. Good position and scores. Had good leverage on Yusuf there in the post and takes advantage.
And that's how quickly you can just put points on the board. If you hang your hat or you just hang your head on a mistake on the other end or a missed shot, Destiny Thomas went to work and established that real estate down low for a good shot.
Cannon splits the defense. Beautiful move by Brinley Cannon, who is also off to a quick start offensively. She's got 8 points.
One of the most improved areas of her game is her closeout reaction. It's now a split-second reaction. Depending on if they close out high hand and take away the three-point shot, she can put the ball on the floor and attack and get to the rim.
With 6 minutes to play in the first half, this game already has 3 double-figure scores. Double team inside. Torrance collects, and a tough finish. Kylie Torrance, the freshman out of High Point, North Carolina, pushes the Bearcats up by 5 again.
I like her length at 6'2" and just really versatile. She's strong in the mid-range game, but attacks the rim big time.
Benali for 3.
She said, it's raining threes. I want to get a part of that. Let me just put this one up.
Each team has made 5 threes early in this game. 2-point game. I'm almost in disbelief that that shot didn't go in for Reagan Jackson. Her first miss of the game after 5 straight makes. Cannon for 3 in transition. BYU in front by 1.
6 for 8 from distance. You have to love the confidence. This is what a coach wants. You want players taking good shots, shooting with confidence, not hesitating, and we're seeing it on both sides, both for the Bearcats and the Cougars.
There's your 4th double-figure score in the first half in tonight's contest. DeVillasi swatted by Cannon, but there's contact with the body, I believe. They attribute that foul to Hamlin, but it looked like Cannon was defending there. Sydney Benali with the court vision to find Brinley Cannon, who knocks down her 3rd 3 of the game already. BYU in front by 1, highly entertaining, offensively charged game. 11th, but with what lies ahead, Kristen, if BYU can manufacture 3 wins in their final 4 games, including a win here tonight, that puts them at 9-9, and then tiebreakers are potentially in play. Just maybe that's an 8th place finish and a top half finish.
Where they're knocking on the doorstep of the NCAA tournament, this is a must-win on your home floor. I think the Utah game is one up at the Huntsman that they could possibly get. So if you can sweep this week, as we talked about, that's a massive week. Maybe split next week, but we're down to 2 weeks, Spence. I mean, they've got to take care of business on their home floor.
Rokel, missed the left-handed layup after a nice designed play. And there is a collision, and DeVillasi is slow to get up. That'll go against Brinley Cannon. I wonder if she took a shot to the head and hope that she's all right.
And trying to secure that rebound, and Cannon not quite in the right defensive position.
Caught Cannon's forearm across her forehead. And here comes Coach Merriweather to check on her freshman point guard.
DeVillasi has had quite the year, averages 15.5 points, good for 10th in the conference, 2nd on the team, but she does more than that. She's the assist leader, and a 1.65 assist to turnover ratio just brings so much fire and playmaking ability when she's out there on the court.
Burst onto the scene early this season, making the Big 12 starting five a couple of times. Freshman of the week in the conference. And she is now sitting up. So we love to see that. Hope that this isn't anything more significant and that she can get back on the floor and play.
Reagan Jackson actually questioning the officials. Was that above the head? And now the officials are going to go review it. So look at Reagan Jackson and the maturity and experience to say, hey, let's look at it.
Well, there you see the officials gathering around the scores table to...
The ruling on the floor is a common foul on BYU number 24. The play is under review to see if the criteria for a flagrant foul has been met.
He took the words right out of my mouth, Kristen.
Well explained, and as we had the opportunity to already rewatch it, I don't think this will be upgraded. I think it was incidental contact with Cannon just trying to get into defensive position.
It doesn't appear that there is anything malicious. Accidental and unfortunate perhaps, but that looks like a typical basketball play. And Cannon trying to reach in perhaps, trying to steal it away, and DeVille, she's so quick, just turned right into a forearm.
Cannon immediately goes to help her up and say sorry. I mean, as much as they may not take that into account, these officials are still human, and they recognize that Cannon knew she made a mistake, it was a foul, but nothing more than that to be upgraded.
All right, we should have the ruling here any second. Giving you a few looks here. For the moment, BYU and Cincinnati tied at 36 apiece. Well, so it actually is the base of the palm of the hand of Cannon that, incidentally, from our opinion, strikes DeVille in the head.
After review, the previous play is confirmed as a common foul on BYU number 24.
So no different than we thought it would be, but anytime you have a player slow to get up after taking a blow to the head, you can just bank on the officials going to the scores table and taking multiple looks at it.
But an opportunity almost for a timeout, really, for these players to just group with their coaches and kind of get refocused, especially for Cincinnati. They've allowed BYU to go on some runs. So now you got to respond. You got to fight back, especially on the road.
Torrance. Poked away. Pseudo blocked a shot, if you will, by Lara Rocco.
That rim protector for BYU, about 1.5 blocks per game.
Tough pass inside. Torrance does a good job to collect. Trying to kick it back out to Perry, and Gibb is there for the steal, and Gibb gives it right back, but Reagan Jackson has the ball go right through her hands, and BYU fortunate to maintain possession there, with Jackson playing free safety back there and looking to intercept that pass.
Almost had it and just didn't quite have the balance. But BYU defensively has done a solid job, especially on that strong side off of the baseline shooter, at just pitching in the right timing. Exactly there is where you see it's BYU trying to make a pass through players, and we've seen it on this side for Cincinnati.
Transition three by Perry is missed this time. Gibb collects the rebound on the opposite side and will push. Cross court, Jackson with another near takeaway.
And this is like being a quarterback where Delaney Gibb has to see the safety where they're cutting across. They're playing more of a zone, right? They're helping off of their opponents offensively, kind of in the gap. But you have to keep an eye not only on your defender, but that help defender, which has been Jackson. She does a really good job kind of zoning up to pick that pass. 8
BYU turnovers in the half as Hamlin misses the layup. Roker does a good job to keep it alive. Back out to Benali, and that three is long. Joya Crawford with the rebound. Cincinnati was 7 turnovers. So one less giveaway compared to BYU. Crawford and the Bearcats back to work on offense. Trying to break the tie here at 36 all. Hudgens, rather easy block there. Jackson can't finish inside. Thomas had a hand on it, out of bounds to BYU. So for the moment, the red-hot shooting from both teams has cooled off. Now, I say that with a little bit of trepidation because one team's still shooting 56% and the other still at 50%, so I can't exactly call it cooling off.
Well, they were at 65% through the first quarter, so yes, cooling off is appropriate. and they tried to get Perry involved, but Hudgens with the length to be able to keep her body off. It was a beautiful block. But Perry has to get touches. The way that she's able to spark the offense and draw the defense, she demands attention defensively, it opens up her teammates.
Perry, good job defending, knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with BYU, so the Cougars will have to inbound near midcourt. And it gives us a chance to remind you this Saturday, the Cougars take on in-state rival Utah at the Huntsman Center, 4 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. The Bearcats face UCF at home at 2 Eastern on ESPN+. There's an offensive foul whistled against BYU.
That one against Lotta Rokel, so she's going to come out.
So a 9th first half turnover by BYU after second personal foul on Rokel. Benali will check out for BYU as well. Destiny Thomas gets a breather for Cincinnati. 2:38 to play before halftime. It was 29-25 after the first quarter.
Both teams right now with 2 true freshmen out there on the court, Crawford and Torrance for the Bearcats, and for BYU, you've got Boa Youssef and Olivia Hamlin. I've been super impressed with how talented the youth is in this conference.
And the putback after the Torrance miss is too strong off the glass. But that will give Cincinnati a couple of free throws, and the Bearcats can break this tie as both teams have been in a scoring drought for more than 2 minutes. It'll be Alliance Nadiba to the free throw line for Cincinnati.
Cincinnati sending, you can see 3 Bearcats every single time the offensive glass, and most of the time they primarily are paint rebounds. But with BYU, sometimes on the opposite side, when it's long rebounds, they have to do a good job in those perimeter rebounds, which we've seen so far.
Alliance Nadiba out of the Congo. Redshirt senior makes both free throws and puts the Bearcats in front by 2. Gibb being harassed by Crawford defensively.
There's a lot of contact. Lee Kamard is not happy about it.
This is a Cincinnati team that is 1-9 on the road this season and looking really strong here in Provo in this first half.
BYU 11-3 on their home floor. That's kind of the trend in the Big 12. You play well at home, but struggle to get ones on the road.
Gibb cut off on the drive to the left side. Hamlin for 3, no good. Offensive rebound by Cambry Barber. Barber spinning in the lane, looking for some help. Has it from Hamlin. Free throw line jumper, long again. Ball still loose. Still loose. Youssef tracking it down. She goes into the Cincinnati bench. And I believe they're going to call that BYU basketball. Not sure if a foul was involved there. A lot of commotion over there on the Cincy bench as we take a look at the reverse angle.
Well, how about the grit and toughness that we're seeing showcased by both teams? I mean, just chasing that ball down, valuing the possession, knowing how important it is to extend possessions or take away possessions, and you have to love it, especially for Coach Merriweather and Coach Kamard.
Delaney Gibb to inbound for BYU, 1:41 to play in the half. Her pass too long for Youssef and right into the hands of Joya Crawford. So those turnover numbers piling up for BYU at 10 now here in the first half.
They're coming out that game where Colorado just punished them. There's
steal by Barber. 8 turnovers by Cincinnati. Hamlin in transition. Incredible first quarter. The scoring has definitely slowed here in the second 10 minutes. Reagan Jackson got up to a 5-for-5 start shooting for Cincinnati. Perry in the lane, spinning around Cannon, and that one finally drops in.
Good patience from the veteran point guard, and I like that she's not settling. She got blocked just a moment ago, a couple minutes ago, and an offensive foul on Noah Youssef, so another turnover by BYU.
It's 11 first-half turnovers for BYU, and the majority of those here in the second quarter.
Scoring drought now for BYU over 4.5 minutes, and it's the turnovers. Not right here. She's not able to get set. Part of that is Delaney Gibbs' fault. If she goes too early, Youssef cannot get set and get stationary. So it's twofold with Gibb and Youssef involved.
About a 20-second differential between the game clock and shot clock as we push to halftime. Cincinnati ball with the 4-point lead. Perry with 14 points in the first half, looking to add to it. And that is a rushed three and an air ball. Still at about 8 seconds on the shot clock. Now BYU can play for the final shot of the half.
BYU's done a much better job defensively on Perry. Great opportunity now, though. Gain some momentum when you haven't been able to score in the last 5 minutes now. BYU needs something positive.
Benali looking around the screen from Barber. Sydney Benali, scoop layup is no good. Battle for the rebound. And no shot attempted as the buzzer sounds at the Marriott Center. It was a 4-point Cincinnati lead after the first quarter. The Bearcats maintain that 4-point lead as we get to the halftime break. 40-36. Incredible first quarter. And then turnovers and cooled off shooting.
It's a good sign, but now you got to put together another 20 minutes and finish this out.
We should mention that Kalia DeVillasi, starting point guard for Cincinnati, is not feeling well in the locker room. Was feeling nauseous after getting hit in the head unintentionally by Brinley Cannon, but her return remains very much doubtful at this point. Delaney Gibb misses the opening layup. Ball is loose on the floor. Rokel down to get it. Jump ball and a possession arrow. We'll give it back to Cincinnati after BYU opened up the third quarter.
That's a big loss for this Cincinnati team as we take another look at Delaney Gibb. She had a great lane to the basket. Those are ones that she usually does not miss. But the starting point guard, the freshman guard, is she's not going to be able to continue to play. They will miss her, obviously her scoring ability, but just her playmaking ability and floor general. Player that kind of gets them into their stuff and sets the tempo.
It certainly puts more of the onus on a trio of guards on the floor for Cincinnati, led by Joya Crawford, the backup point guard. Torrance off glass and good. Kylie Torrance. Well, she kind of just plays with a fierce nature, doesn't she?
Well, and she's at her best when she doesn't hesitate. No hesitation, believing every shot she takes is going to go in.
Gibb too strong off the glass. Perry leading the break. Slowed down by Cannon. Here is Torrance, and that one an air ball. Can't really fault her for taking that shot. A decent look, just short on the release. Cincinnati maintains their 6-point lead a minute into the third quarter. And here is Sydney Benali for BYU. Cannon gives right back to Benali. And Cannon, good pass inside. Beautiful design on that play, and the execution, a chef's kiss, if you will, with the kiss off the glass from Rokel.
That's one of the best offensive sets we've seen where they've executed to perfection all the way through and gotten into that third action.
Oh, wow. They're going to call a backcourt violation on Cincinnati, and Maya Perry saying she bumped me and pushed me into the backcourt. I think she's got a case for it. We'll see that in a moment as we look at that offensive execution for BYU.
Taking advantage of the defense. Now watch this backcourt right here. Benali didn't touch the ball, but Perry was arguing that she got bumped, pushed into that. She came back in to get the ball on the backcourt, so.
I believe the officials are going to take a look at this and take a very early media timeout.
Ruling on the floor is we have a backcourt violation on Cincinnati. That ruling is being appealed by the head coach.
All right, Katrina Merriweather with a coach's appeal. 1 minute and 29 seconds into the third quarter. So we'll take the break and come back with what the officials rule on that backcourt violation. We went to break with a coach's appeal on that play right there. Ruled a backcourt violation on Maya Perry in Cincinnati. She was asking for a foul on Sydney Benali. The whistles stayed quiet in the foul category, but pointed out that it would be BYU basketball. Katrina Merriweather did not like that decision, but we will get the official ruling right now.
After review, the call on the floor stands. We have a backcourt violation on Cincinnati. It is an unsuccessful appeal for Cincinnati. They are charged a 30-second timeout.
Well, there you have it. Got all the ducks in a row. Took a moment, but there is your ruling. BYU basketball. And the Cougars with a chance to cut into Cincinnati's current 4-point lead.
So essentially a timeout. You hope that your team could come out and execute. And there you go, a turnover. After all of that, they force a turnover, and it's their ball at the end of it. But they do lose the opportunity to appeal later.
Joya Crawford in the mix there, forcing the steal and the turnover by BYU. That is peak frustration for Lee Camard.
My goodness.
Reagan Jackson gets it right back from Thomas. Free throw line jumper in and out. Jackson will track down the offensive rebound. Perry goes to Crawford, 14 seconds on the shot clock.
If you're Cincinnati, you have to execute. And if you don't, continue to rebound. But again, this is some of the miscommunication in the youth. You've got Crawford in that position now because they're missing their starting guard in Tbilisi. And Perry turned her head. The ball came right to her, but another turnover.
Bounces off of her hip and out of bounds. So a peak frustration moment for Katrina Merriweather. BYU with Gibb. Kicks back out to Mariah Hudgens, open for three. That's well long. Brindley Cannon down on the floor, as is Reagan Jackson for Cincinnati, and another jump ball. This time the possession arrow favors BYU.
Hudgens, a great look on that left wing. I think it's just some adrenaline coming through and her momentum. As she didn't hit anything.
Hudgens will try another three and drops it in. Or shooter's mentality. You're told to keep like a 10-second memory.
Oh, less than that. That was a less than 10 second. You got to just shoot. Shoot yourself out of it. And that's exactly what she did.
1-point game. And Joya Crawford driving into the lane is tripped up and fouled.
And Crawford makes the right read here. She's splitting through and she kind of tucks that ball like a running back to hold on to it.
They're going to call Cannon for the reach in there. Correction, it'll be Sydney Benali. And Jackson misfires on the three. And Cincinnati can't believe the foul call there. That goes against Destiny Thomas.
That's just the third overall team foul on Cincinnati in this game. BYU with 9. Didn't hear a lot of whistles, particularly in that first frame.
So BYU with a chance to take the lead on this possession. Benali gives to Gibb on the right wing, off the screen from Rokel. Gibb to Cannon, cycled to Hudgens in the left corner. Good defense by Cincinnati in those rotations.
Excellent job closing out to the shooters.
Whistle blows. And they're going to get Joya Crawford on a hold. With BYU trying to work around a screen.
For BYU, it's been a big improvement with their off-ball movement and just forcing the defense to remain honest. Make them work. You see the white jersey standing now, and now Benali's going to move.
Benali to the baseline, throws it to nobody. And Reagan Jackson will happily watch that basketball bounce out of bounds. So 13th BYU turnover of the game.
And that's what happens when you play off 1 foot. If you can't get in the paint and play off 2, trying to make a decision like that with 1 foot in the air and nobody's in the spot, it's such a tough decision.
Crawford into some traffic. Gibb with a partial deflection. Rokel collects. Gibb and BYU looking to run. Step through pass. Nearly taken away by Torrance. Last touched by Torrance. BYU will have possession with Hamlin checking in to replace Sidney Benali. Torrance takes a breather for Cincinnati as well, as Ramaya Bird is back into the game.
And Torrance has been solid. 7 points, 5 rebounds. She's a player that is hard to take off the floor. You got to give her a breather, but force coach to play you because you're so good at making an impact on the game, and that's what she's been doing.
Gibb working with Rokel once again. Flips that pass inside. Rokel is fouled on the shot attempt. And Lara Rokel, with her 6 points, will go to the free throw line. BYU has only attempted 1 free throw the whole game. Attempts 2 and 3 will come with 6:18 to play here in the third quarter. Rokel long on the first. She'll have 1 more. Another reminder, we're only 3 weeks away from the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Basketball Championship in Kansas City. Tournament starts on March 4th, runs through the 8th, all games. Streaming on ESPN Plus with the championship showdown on ESPN. After the made free throw, BYU goes into their full court pressure. And they create a turnover and a foul issued to Cincinnati, Kristen.
This is the toughest play right here. They're just poking their hands in there, coming away, muscling that ball out of there. And then there you see the contact with Crawford. Coach Merriweather frustrated. The lack of execution.
Cannon has the first free throw rim off.
When you come on the road, your leash is much shorter. The opportunity for those mistakes where teams can capitalize at home just grows, and you see BYU's going to feed off of that.
1 for 2 on the trip to the charity stripe for Brinley Cannon. She has a BYU high 12 points. The Cougars 2 of 5 from the free throw line, but they do jump in front by 1, 43-42. BYU on a 7-0 run. Perry, too strong off the glass. Tough rebound inside. Putback is no good. Missed by Ndiba, but the Bearcats working that glass. Perry wants Ndiba inside again. And a foul is called on Rokel of BYU.
Solid inside. Ndiba, she's got good size, good strength. Gets the offensive rebound, then very quickly after she kicked it out, just repositioned herself, establishing position down low, and draws the foul.
Ramaya Bird gives right back to Perry off of the inbound. Jackson. Euro step. Misfires, but Rokel can't collect the rebound, and it'll be Bearcats basketball again.
Aside from boxing out and finishing defensive possessions, BYU defensively on Perry and Jackson done a much better job staying tight to them, with Cannon and Hamlin right now drawing those 2 defensive assignments.
Perry has that ball poked out of her hand. She wanted a foul call on Brinley Cannon. You can see some frustration building on her face.
You see the quick hands from Cannon as she went up to shoot.
Did she get part of her hand? Perry certainly thinks so, and a foul away from the ball. Goes against Olivia Hamlin this time. It was hard to believe. In the first 10 minutes, it was 29-25. Then the next 15 minutes, essentially, of game time, it has been BYU 18 and Cincinnati 13. Perry working hard for position and earns a trip to the free throw line.
Well, she's doing everything she can to generate offense and manufacture points. And you get the switch right here with that out of bounds, and Rokel, too much contact on the arm. Rokel doesn't like it, but that is definitely a foul.
Perry, perfect on the first free throw. And we're tied once again, 43-all. One more for the senior guard, and she gets both. She's got a game-high 16 points. Her first points of the second half after she went off for 14 in the first 20 minutes.
BYU's tightened up the defense. She needs to find herself at the free throw line more. She's top 30 in the nation in free throw attempts.
Gibb had it blocked by Ndiba, got it back, gives to Hudgens. Hudgens is fouled by Ndiba. Trying to sneak that shot under the outstretched arm of Cincinnati's reserve center, and Mariah Hudgens, BYU's best free throw shooter on the season, will come back and take two when we return from break. Cincinnati leading by one on the road in Provo.
DeVillasi is Cincinnati's second leading scorer with 15.4 points per game. Spencer?
Yeah, big loss, no doubt, to have DeVillasi, one of the dynamic freshmen in the conference, not able to go. A lot falls on Joya Crawford's shoulders as Hudgens puts in the first free throw and ties this game at 44. BYU's shooting guard and best free throw shooter is true on both. And BYU back in front by one. The Cougars now 4 of 7 from the free throw line. Cincinnati 7 of 9, so limited free throws in this contest. Tight ball game as we dip into the latter part of the third quarter.
Well, Perry and Jackson, who combined for 26 points in the first half, just 2 points combined here in about 5.5 minutes, and it's
on
Perry.
Cue,
there we go. Those two players have got to get going.
That ends an 0 for 8 shooting drought for Cincinnati. Almost 5 minutes with no field goals. And Perry now has 18 points on 7 of 13 shooting. BYU and Cambry Barber looking for Olivia Hamlin cutting on the baseline. That's a turnover out of bounds. BYU with 14 giveaways. Cincinnati with 11 turnovers.
And not every turnover is equal. That time a dead ball turnover, you're trying to be aggressive on that backdoor cut. I think that's one that Lee Camard will take. When you get the live ball turnovers and teams can kind of build momentum, energy, and get out on the break in transition, those are the ones that really hurt you.
Crawford trying to get the ball to Perry, but Gibb denying her that opportunity. She's forced to pull up from that right elbow, misses it. Offensive rebound is grabbed by Ndiba. And a foul is issued to Delaney Gibb. Her second personal foul. Cincinnati getting after it on the offensive glass. 15 offensive rebounds. BYU with 11.
And this is what they do. They're number one in the Big 12. You see Delaney Gibb, she's trying to just face guard Ndiba. Not strong enough to keep her out. You got to push her way out of there as that ball came right to her. But those 15 offensive rebounds, they've turned into 13 second chance points.
Ndiba drops in the second. 47-45. Back and forth. Relatively slow-paced third quarter. Fouls, turnovers, a lot of missed shots.
BYU continues to work that high pick and roll and allow Delaney Gibb to make decisions based off how the defense reacts. And if she can get 2 feet in the paint, that's where the defense kind of breaks down and you have to scramble, and BYU has more opportunities to spray it out to shooters.
Both teams in the bonus, Kristen. I said a lot of fouls in this quarter already. Both of these teams shooting 2 on every whistle the remainder of the way. Gibb makes the first. BYU back within 1. Gibb a quiet night offensively, just 7 points after that second make on 2 of 7 from the field. Does have 5 rebounds and 4 assists.
She's a player that fills that stat sheet, does so much for the team. Obviously going to demand a lot of attention because everybody now knows who she is. As a sophomore, she kind of had that outbreak year last year as a freshman, Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Averaged 17.4 points per game as a freshman.
Jackson bounces to Ndiba, now given back to Crawford. Perry receives on the left wing. One dribble, back to Ndiba through her hands. Jackson tracks it down. Wants Ndiba inside. And Ndiba will shoot 2 more free throws. She's fouled by Bola Yusuf.
Made something out of nothing, and it was Reagan Jackson, the quick thinking, as her big was rolling to the basket just to shovel that in there. And you can see Yusuf, it's body control right now. Body control, she could have got called for the body as well, but then the hands up top connecting on the arm as Ndiba gets back to the free throw line.
Nothing but net on the first free throw.
Ndiba speaks 4 languages, comes from the Congo, as you mentioned, and just a unique story, just perseverance, and joined the the Bearcats last year.
Alliance Ndiba. Great free throw stroke right there. Puts the Bearcats in front by 2. Gibb inside, flips it up. She's tripped and fouled. Reagan Jackson with an incredulous expression on her face. Delaney Gibb back to the free throw line. This is crazy. I mean, how different these 3 quarters have been. The story of the third quarter is fouls and free throws.
Let's go back to that first quarter of offense where 65%, both teams just shot lights out, an identical 11 of 17 from the floor. And they've cooled off. It's the percentages just equal out over the course of the game. And one thing about Delaney Gibb, though, is we're seeing the Bearcats struggling to stay in front of her. When she comes off that high pick and roll, getting at an angle to slow her down. Instead, they've been fouling her the last couple times, putting her on the line.
BYU has shot 10 free throws this quarter. They had 1 at halftime. Now the Cougars are 8 of 11. Delaney Gibb is 4 for 4 from the free throw line and ties the game. Gibb giving some trouble to Perry and rallies from behind to poke that basketball away, and a turnover. BYU with the takeaway. Gibb wants Rokel, and a collision inside as Joya Crawford puts a hip into the shoulder
The Bearcats
of Rokel.
Slightly late, and you see right here the result is Crawford's late to try to get over in time the second line of defense and help out on the roll. But it's a lot of contact. Crawford's lucky that she didn't get hurt, as her body was her legs taken out from under her.
Free throws 11 and 12 of the third quarter on the way for BYU. Rokel somehow got that one to drop in. Little thud on the back iron, and then it gingerly falls into the hoop. Second is good. And BYU in front by 2 at 51-49. And Ndiba will advance the basketball.
You got your center having to bring it up because of the pressure of the guards for BYU on Crawford, Perry, Jackson. When Perry's in the game, it's Torrance right now at the 3 spot.
Torrance skips that over the glass and the rim. Rather off the glass and over the rim. Barber in transition. She'll try a right wing 3. That is too long. Ball being tipped around, and that is ruled off of BYU initially. There may be an overruling here, and indeed, it is BYU basketball. About 4,000 BYU fans offering their opinion to the officials that it should be Cougar basketball.
A lot of roll call right there. You see all of the Bearcats involved, and
it's closer than you would think. Shot is misfired by BYU. So Cincinnati gets possession and the stop regardless.
Well, the third quarter's come more down to shot selection and just taking good shots, maybe one extra pass, a higher percentage shot. And it's for both teams. BYU's done a much better job, though, being aggressive, drawing contact, getting to the free throw line, as they've taken 12 free throws now. But the Bearcats are struggling, especially without their leading point guard. Even though she's just a freshman, we talked about how she's out, and you feel the presence of her ability to play make.
Almost a 5-second call on Cincinnati. And Torrance able to get it inbounds just in time. There's D. Alexander. Forcing her way inside. And an offensive foul is drawn by Delaney Gibb.
Right, D. Alexander, a 6'2" freshman. She's so strong. She was tabbed as the Big 12 preseason freshman of the year and just has battled injuries. And you see Gibb putting those hands up. Boy, that's a tough one too. A lot of contact. Alexander could not believe it.
Olivia Hamlin on the curl is denied. Torrance with the big block shot. Jackson inside the free throw line pays it off. 51 all. Great sequence by Cincinnati there.
That defensive stop, that big block by Torrance, just a possession to go, might be what they need to generate some energy on the offensive side. Watch her come over and help, keep her body off. I mean, that is perfectly timed, and then helps lead the break for Jackson to get this mid-range pull-up off.
Gibbs' jumper is well long. Jackson with that make has 14 points. She had 12 points primarily in the first quarter, and it's been a quiet second and third quarters for Cincinnati shooting guard, but she does get that one to go to tie it at 51, and Barber is called for the hand check on Torrance. A foul fest continues in the third quarter.
And Torrance is so active in the middle third, at really trying to catch at the elbow and then go to work.
BYU just one of their last 7 from the field. Cincinnati 2 for their last 12. BYU has not made a field goal in more than 7 minutes of game time. And the production has happened at the free throw line. Torrance has her first free throw touch what looked like every part of the rim and then pop out. She'll have one more. 37.9 seconds to play in the third quarter. And the second is long and no good as well. So we stay deadlocked at 51. Gibb, good pass inside. Rokel is fouled by Torrance.
Gibb has done a really good job in the pick and roll at finding Rokel, getting her at the free throw line, getting her an opportunity to score. And the help there, it's Alexander is late. It allows Gibb to get that pass, just kind of feed it right through to Rokel. There really isn't protection in the pick and roll. And it's just, if you're a point guard, you absolutely love it.
Rokel's first free throw is long. She'll have one more. Again, BYU had attempted 1 free throw in the first half. They've attempted 13, now 14 free throws here in the third quarter alone, and Rokel misses both shortly after Torrance missed both on the opposite side for Cincinnati. Well, the tough shooting has now extended to the free throw line.
Watch for Jackson here in the corner.
Does that first quarter feel like an eternity ago?
Oh, it does.
Crawford with 3 and 2. Leaves it short. Ball loose. It's a fitting end to the third quarter. Numbers, shall we, Kristen? Cincinnati led 29-25 after the first quarter. Both teams shot 11 of 17 in that opening frame. Since then, over the next 2 quarters, Cincinnati has only scored 22 points. It took 2 quarters, and they're still -7 what they did in the opening frame. BYU has 26 points over the next 2 quarters to be 1 point better than what they did in the first quarter. And both teams shooting really 25% combined in the second and third quarters. Well, that's a good start.
There's
Torrance
the
drops it in.
My goodness, late in the shot clock, that is clutch. The freshman sensation, I mean, I am so impressed with her game and her ability to rebound the basketball and manufacture her shot.
How about the hustle by Crawford to go down? Perry in transition, misses the three. Destiny Thomas has the offensive rebound, and offensive rebounding is developing into more and more of a storyline in favor of Cincinnati in this game.
Well, however the intensity came in the huddle for Cincinnati, this is what it felt like in the first quarter, where they came out taking shots. Whether they were high percentage shots, it didn't matter because they're rebounding the basketball so well on the offensive side. But the confidence was there, and we're seeing that right now with the quick trigger, looking to score as often as they can when they touch the ball.
BYU, a team that really prides itself on being a great rebounding team. Perry for three, and she pays off the second chance opportunity. Maya Perry with 21 points. Cincinnati out-rebounding BYU by 5 overall. They are +5 on the offensive glass as well, and now lead by 5 in the game to begin the fourth quarter. Delaney Gibb, scoop shot won't go. Thomas with another rebound. Gibb pokes it away in a steal. She'll try a three. Oh my goodness! What an answer by Gibb and BYU. Had to have it.
Coach Merriweather for the Bearcats just in belief, throws her hands up at the staff saying, hold on to the ball. Smart play from Gibb.
With all of the momentum for Cincinnati early in the fourth quarter. And you're right, it did feel like the Bearcats in the first quarter. Gibb throws it off the leg of Perry. Benali giving chase, tracked down by the Bearcats. Torrance with 6 on the shot clock. Oh, how about the body control off the glass?
My goodness, 11 points now, 7 rebounds for Torrance, who's playing with all kinds of confidence.
Kylie Torrance. Hamlin will try a left corner three and gets a shooter's bounce, and she's fouled. A 4-point play opportunity.
What a play, the one extra pass. Watch this pass right here, perfectly done from Benali. As Perry was closing out, you get a wide open shot in the baseline. Then a foul came on the rebound.
Oh, so they're not gonna say it was on the shot, so this would be, oh no, they're gonna whistle that foul against BYU and Cambry Barber.
So initially, if you look at our stats, and what they called was on Bird, but it is the other way, it should be on Barber.
So they said the shot had been released from Hamlin's hand. Ball's in the air, then the foul was committed by Barber. So 3 is good, but the foul issued to Cambry Barber, and Cincinnati has the basketball. Torrance driving hard right side, no good. Rokel, tough rebound, but throws it away. Thomas back to Reagan Jackson. Another slight correction I should make. Delaney Gibb after the steal. I thought that was a 3. Her foot was on the line. That was a 2. And now another stoppage.
And they had to reset the shot clock because it's a new possession. It should go to 20. Right now it's at 14. And the officials wanted 26, so they say it fully went to BYU and then back to Cincinnati. It wasn't just that offensive rebound.
Okay, now they've actually updated again. It was a 3-point jumper by Delaney Gibb, so initial call was correct. We're getting everything sorted out here.
As long as we got the score correct, that's all that matters.
That is what matters. Jackson, floater, too strong. And a foul inside. Destiny Thomas with the inside track on that rebound and had position. She is fouled.
That's another one on Barber, as Barber was coming from behind. You see, Rokel had position, but Barber did not. And this is a Cincinnati team. We talk so much about the offensive. They are just relentless. A full 40 minutes. It's their biggest strength on the offensive glass.
Perry bump scores with the right hand. Maya Perry now with 23 points to lead all scorers.
The Bearcats now +9 in second chance points. Shot clock did not reset correctly.
Well, let's reset the magnitude of this game for both sides. BYU hanging on to hopes of being an NCAA tournament team. This is a must win for BYU's resume. Cannot afford this home loss as Hamlin goes off glass too strong. Gibb with the offensive rebound. As the dribble alive, creates contact inside, and Gibb will go to the free throw line. Now on Cincinnati's side, the Bearcats just 1-9 on the road for the season. Picking up a road win at BYU, you better believe that would give them a huge boost of confidence as they get closer to the Big 12 tournament and some better seeding for what happens in Kansas City.
Yeah, their biggest boost right now is how can they improve their seeding. And BYU, their net is 59 coming into this game. And they're 5-8 in quad 1, quad 2. They are right on that doorstep of being across the line into the NCAA tournament or not, depending on how they can finish this and what they can do in Kansas City.
Gibb calmly makes both free throws. She's 6 for 6 from the charity stripe. She's now got 14 points, tied for a team high with Olivia Hamlin.
She did a really good job, Spencer. When they have come at her with aggression and physicality, she has embraced it and gone right at it, as we saw there, to get herself back to the free throw line.
3 in double figures for BYU, 3 in double figures for Cincinnati. Long 2, misses badly on the left side by Bird. Rokel, fortunate to get that basketball to Hamlin. Now Gibb controls. Gibb into some space. And working around Rokel inside, who is tangled up with Thomas. That created an alley for Gibb to finish off the glass, and BYU goes back in front by 1 as we dip under 6 minutes to play in the game. And the shot clock continues to have issues here over the past few minutes. They've had to reset it twice. It's almost starting too early. So they're going to ask for 28 to be put on the shot clock. It's showing 25 right now, with 5:55 to play in the game.
And those 3 seconds matter, and they matter when BYU's defending well, they're switching everything, and you got to get a shot maybe late in the clock. And the stoppages are just so difficult. You can see the frustration from Coach Merriweather, understandably so. That you see Crawford kind of took a shot last offensive possession, and she grabbed her eye right after. It's been a physical game, especially in the second half, where we didn't have a lot of foul calls in the first half. But the second half has been completely different.
Well, the February frenzy of college basketball as we push towards March. So much on the line. And BYU in a battle on their home floor. If you're not familiar with how resumes are viewed for the NCAA tournament, games are broken into quadrants for teams depending on where you play the game, who the game is against, and the quality of the opponent. This would be a quad 1 win for Cincinnati, meaning best. For BYU, if they lose here, it would be a quad 4 loss, and that's the lowest quadrant you can take.
And we already mentioned what BYU's done in their quad 1, quad 2, that 5-8. Cincinnati a net of 113, and they are 2-10 in quad 1, quad 2.
Crawford to Perry for 3. That one rims off. Gibb has another rebound, her 7th of the game. Wants Benali ahead, but turns it over. Saved in beautifully to Jackson. Quickly ahead to Perry, right at Gibb. And Perry is bumped. She'll go to the free throw line for 2.
I mean, that's a big giveaway at a huge, crucial time in the game. And it's, once again, anticipating the passing lanes. And Cincinnati's done a pretty good job getting back and jumping the lanes. As soon as Gibbs trying to advance the ball, jumping that passing lane.
Perry, perfect on the first free throw. She's got 24 points. 9 of 17 from the field. The second is good as well. Give her 25 of Cincinnati's 62 points.
This is her 10th game with 20 plus. The carelessness of the ball right now is, man.
And Gibb is bumped and fouled by Crawford. Gibb takes a shot. She's a little dazed. And Crawford playing with a reckless abandon there in that backup point guard role.
Kamard wanted this foul, and then the second one, right, that's the one they did call on Crawford.
For the time being, 5:13 to play in the game. Cincinnati leading by 1, and the officials congregate once again.
Delaney Gibb coming in last year as a freshman, played off the ball primarily with Amari Whiting running the point guard. This year she shifted back to her natural position, the point guard, and she's been phenomenal and continues to build on her success. But boy, today, this has been a very physical game, as are all Big 12 games, and she is taking a bit of a beating in some of these situations where now the officials are reviewing.
They say white basketball out of bounds on the sideline after the foul call on Crawford. Katrina Merriweather looking perplexed, and you can see her asking the question, what happened? Now there's 17 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, they're not quite paying attention. They need that reset to 30. But they are going to review what should be 30.
Merriweather getting the explanation right now. "30 seconds, as you mentioned, Kristen, onto the shot clock. And Benali across midcourt. Every possession so critical at this juncture.
And see the switch came, and Gibb takes advantage.
Gibb is bumped on the shot, and she is making a living at the free throw line here in the second half.
Oh, when that switch came and she had Thomas on her, just as a point guard should do, you take her off the bounce. You got the advantage, get to the rim, drew the contact.
Our final media timeout, 4:54 to play in the game. Cincinnati on the upset hunt on the road, leading by 1, 62-61. Delaney Gibb of BYU shooting 2 when we come back. This is the Big 12 on ESPN+.
The expectation that the coaching staff kind of had for her bringing her in. I mean, they didn't fully know what they got out of her, the transfer from FAU, and began her career at Ohio State, then played 2 years at FAU, and now finishing here and there. And they are just overjoyed with the senior leadership she's brought and being able to really control and impact the game in every area.
Gibb misses the first free throw, makes the second. She's 7 of 8 from the charity stripe now. Has 17 points to lead BYU. We are tied at 62, 4:50 to play in the game.
Almost a turnover there as BYU extending that pressure. Once again, full court with their guards.
Bird has Perry with those 25 points. Perry gets it right back from Thomas. And another clock issue. Well, this is becoming
this is bad.
Unfortunately, prominent storyline in this game, especially here in the fourth quarter.
For a game clock malfunction.
And the officials have to see what came off, get it corrected.
We are going to take this moment to remind everyone while they review the clock issue that this Saturday, BYU heads back out on the road 45 minutes north on Interstate 15 to take on their rivals Utah at the Huntsman Center in Salt Lake City. Tip-off set for 4 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. Also on Saturday, the Cincinnati Bearcats will face UCF. That game set for a 2 p.m. Eastern time start, also available and streaming live on ESPN+. BYU 6-8 in Big 12 play, Cincinnati 4-10. Cougars currently in 11th place. Cincinnati in 13th place.
So much can happen with these last 4 games, including here tonight, and just positioning yourself. Once you get to Kansas City, carrying momentum, there's so many things left to play for, and this Bearcats team is definitely not what you see on paper with the 9-17 record. They are much more, and this is a scary team to be facing, not only for BYU right now on their own floor, but as we approach Kansas City.
16-team conference. BYU trying to finish in the top 8. It's a goal that Lee Camard and his team set early in the season. He told us on a call today, you know what, I've probably spent too much time talking about that goal and the NCAA tournament. I need to do a better job, these are his words, in focusing on just one game at a time. They know what's on the line with 4 regular season games remaining and accomplishing their goal. Gotta have a win tonight if they want to try and get to, you would think, a 9-9 mark, Kristen, and be in contention for that 8 seed going into Kansas.
Must take care of home court. This is a must win for them.
Here's the ruling on the clock. And we have had 4 separate scenarios that have needed to be sorted out.
Review, after retiming the play, there was 8 seconds, the clock froze. Therefore, we have 4:29 on the game clock and 5 seconds on the shot clock. It will be Cincinnati ball on the end line.
Well, glad to report they have it sorted out. And Cincinnati will have the basketball, knotted up at 62 with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Into Torrance, quick turn and fire, no good. Rokel collects the rebound, her 5th of the game. Gibb gives off to Benali.
Every possession so important to execute at a high level, whether you get stops and you got to secure the defensive board or get a good shot.
Oh, there's Gibb for 3. And Lee Camard, so good out of a timeout in drawing up those plays, gets his most proficient scorer and his sophomore sensation, Delaney Gibb. A great look, she buries it. She's got 20 points. She's a perfect 3 for 3 from the 3-point line.
And that was a wide open 3. Excellent job, just movement off the ball, the screen action.
And Perry answers right back. She's got 28 now, and she's got 4 made 3-pointers.
My goodness, what a response. I mean, answering, once you kind of get a punch, you get slapped, and she responds, and she's continued to do that all game.
Gibb has Benali, who will try through. That's well offline and will fall out of bounds as an air ball. 3:19 to play.
And Maya Perry now with 28 points on 10 of 18 shooting. And just 3 shy of her career high, which is 31.
She wants more. This time no good. Bodies hit the deck, and that call will go against Brinley Cannon of BYU. That's the 5th team foul on BYU here in the 4th quarter, which means Cincinnati will shoot 2 in the bonus for the remainder of the game, and BYU will send Ramaya Bird to the line. Redshirt sophomore out of Colorado Springs. Huge free throws for Bird, and the first is no good. Ramaya Bird, 48% free throw shooter after that miss. 11 of 23, make it 12 for 24, so back up to 50%. But after the second goes down, she gives her team the 1-point lead.
Which is so important to step up and knock them down. Game can be won and lost at the free throw line, and that's kind of where we're headed. That's where the second half has evolved to.
Gibb, no chance on that pass for Lara Rokel to come down with that. In a critical turnover, the 18th of the game by BYU, and Gibbs' 5th giveaway.
She averages 4.5 turnovers per game coming in. Too long on that pass to Rokel. The idea is there, and they just couldn't execute.
And Cincinnati just gets it across the timeline to avoid the 10-second violation. Thomas inside.
And Coach Merriweather's trying to get a touch by Perry, but she hasn't touched it once.
BYU wanted to travel. Straightaway three is no good. Thomas battling for the offensive rebound. Tried to save it in, but that pass hits the end line, and it's BYU basketball. 2:27 to play in the game. Cincinnati in front by 1. Benali on the curl, has Rokel. Lost it for a moment, can't score the layup.
Boy, what a play with the stagger and then Benali coming up. It was a perfect opportunity for Rokel, and she just kind of fumbled the ball.
Perry with her 28 points. Looking for more here. Working on Gibb. Too strong off the glass. Another offensive rebound. Thomas, put back is good. Destiny Thomas.
Boy, that might be the biggest offensive rebound of the game right there, as they're able to continue to stretch this now to 3 points. 20 offensive rebounds.
Cannon for three. Long. And the rebound is collected by D. Alexander. BYU trying to tie her up, and a foul is called on Rokel. Danger zone for BYU on their home floor, trailing by 3, and Cincinnati headed to the free throw line. The freshman D. Alexander, homegrown product out of Cincinnati, with 2 huge free throws approaching. A 6-0 run for the Bearcats after Gibb hit that 3 to put BYU up by a triple for the moment. Perry answered back.
Well, BYU's given up 11 offensive rebounds in the second half, and it's been the difference maker because they can't finish possessions, and also the turnovers. It's a big shot from Alexander, one of those talented freshmen for Coach Merriweather, as she has battled injuries all season.
Alexander makes both. She had missed it, might have been a free throw line, or sorry, lane violation. Goes in 70-65. Crunch time for BYU. The Bearcats in position to win just their second road game of the season in 11 tries. Hamlin with 13 on the shot clock. Around the screen from Rokel. Nothing there. Matched up with Thomas. Drives around Thomas. Gets to the hoop and scores. Big bucket for Olivia Hamlin. She's got 16 points.
I like the call. Mix it up. Allow Olivia Hamlin just to create and take advantage of the mismatch with her quickness.
Under a minute to play. 1 possession game. BYU does not have to foul. 17 on the shot clock. Now 50 to play in the game. Reagan Jackson guarded by Gibb. Perry with 5 on the shot clock. Long 3, good! 31! Maya Perry with the huge bucket.
My goodness, what a clutch shot. As Hamlin got turned around in the pick and roll up top, the little screen action. Boy, Perry has just been phenomenal. She gets lost right here under the screen. Rokel tries to contest. I mean, that is a pretty good contested shot by Perry. Ice in her veins.
11 for 21 from the field. 5 of 12 shooting the 3, 31 points for Maya Perry. And BYU absolutely on the ropes right now.
They got to get something quick. It doesn't have to be a 3. Get something at the rim. If you can get a foul as well, get to the free throw line, but it has to be something quick.
She's tied her career high with 31 points. Benali for BYU. Gives off to Gibb. Quickly to Hamlin. They want Gibb again. Driving to the hoop, and Gibb is fouled. 4th team foul on Cincinnati. 1 more before they put BYU in the 2-shot bonus. So they force BYU to run some precious seconds off the clock. Good foul there, and the Cougars will inbound with 26.9 to play. BYU in need of a quick bucket and a takeaway. Benali to Cannon. Hamlin, long three straight away. No good. Rebound Jackson. And Jackson is bumped. She'll shoot two. Cincinnati in control with 20 seconds to play. Wow.
They get to stop. They get the defensive rebound, secure it. Another opportunity to stretch this out at the free throw line. I love that Coach Merriweather told us. She said, it doesn't matter how good you are at defense if you can't secure the rebound. And that was a massive rebound from Reagan Jackson.
Jackson for two. Makes the first. 15 points for Reagan Jackson. It's now a 7-point Cincinnati lead. 12-2 run by the Bearcats in the last 3 minutes and change. Make it a 13-2 run. Timeout BYU and Lee Camard. And his frustration is boiling over. And shot clock is off, showing 14 there as well. But no shot clock, 20 seconds to play. Delaney Gibb to Hamlin, left corner three, no good. Rokel offensive rebound, poked away. And that will do it. Maya Perry is fouled, 7.7 to play. Cincinnati can begin to celebrate a huge road win for Katrina Merriweather and the Bearcats in her third season. Road victories in a power conference, so difficult to come by. And the Bearcats turn it on late in the fourth quarter, answering BYU's big three-point make by Delaney Gibb with a Maya Perry answer to tie it up at 65. And from that point on, all Cincinnati, Kristen.
This would just be their second away game that they have won on the season. It's been hard with the newcomers, the youth, and just trying to get those wins on the road, the inconsistency, but boy, have they performed here.
And she reminisces on her college playing days. And there you see Merriweather,
A wink.
a little bit of a smile and a wink.
You can relax a little now.
Gibb inside, her pass is deflected out of bounds.
Turnovers for BYU really wreaked havoc in this one, and then not boxing out, giving up 20 offensive rebounds.
Gibb will try a three as the buzzer sounds. Cincinnati celebration on this Tuesday night.